Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Good
Yeah. How
morning.
are you
Good
doing?
morning. I'm pretty good.
Good, good, good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Yafoda Tobran. Welcome to Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner. So, it's another Saturday. We're here to continue our series, The Path to Success. Yes, last week we started with self confidence, how to build it. So, we thought we'd continue with self everything. So, today's topic will be self care and self love. So the series is The Path to Success. We've been doing it for the last 5 weeks. And today's topic is self love, self care. But I will go and share while Ya talks to you.
Hi, guys. um, Good morning once again. And I can't wait till spring comes. Today, we're doing self love, self care, and self everything. And
Mhm.
um, one of the ways that I feel good about myself or makes me happy is when I have my little garden. So I've already started planting my seeds.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, this year I was trying okra seeds and they've already germinated. I didn't know they germinate so fast.
Mm.
So yeah, I'll be showing a video on my page soon.
Oh, that is good. Good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I'm
Wow.
trying to have a lot more plants in my house because
Mhm.
yeah, I think it makes me, I don't know, it I don't know, it creates something that I don't understand for me. Like I don't know what it is. Maybe Pastor P can explain
It's your
what
energy,
it
your
is or the
vibration.
energies that I'm creating. Yeah, because yeah, it does
Yeah.
protect plants around. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
mm,
That is true. We get told that, right? Like what gives you energy, what gives you passion. It's
mhm.
like me. I was saying this, what you are just saying. Sometimes when I turn Alexa on and I'm playing the old time music, like
Yeah,
Rich, whatever, it gives me, I'm like, oh wow. And
yeah,
everybody has something that, you know,
exactly. Yeah.
gives them some vibration, some positive, good energy. Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
before, as believers, when you hear these things, oh, what are they talking or whatever, but it's all in there. It's
It is.
it's in
It
the
is
Bible.
nature, and God created it. There are a lot of things
Mhm.
that we don't know and we don't want to learn because we think, I don't know, we
Yes.
have some already, um, how do I say
Preconceived
it?
notions.
Preconceived notions, yes. So we are
But for
not
you,
open to anything. Bro, for you, Drew, Charlie. So we're not open to anything. We're not open to, we don't even read the
mhm,
Bible to find
yeah,
out these things. There's so many things in there. Last, oh yeah, when I went to Ghana, I went to church and they opened a part that the oils were talking in the Bible. I've never seen it, and I thought I had read the whole
wow,
Bible.
yeah.
Olive oil was talking like, and they were telling you what they are for.
And where is this in the Bible again?
I will look for it because I bookmarked it.
Wow.
Olive oil talked, and
Mhm.
I was surprised. I said, "Oh my God, we need to."
Oh, but maybe as Zechariah, honey, and also somewhere in the Old Testament or
Mm,
Revelation, somewhere,
hmm.
those places know
So
that.
it tells you the uses for it, and God made
Yeah.
them for those uses.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah. It could be Deuteronomy 2 or Leviticus. They have a lot of rules and nema over there.
while
Oh,
we're on, I will look, and
yeah.
then I'll
Sure.
type it in later. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So we've been doing that. If you've just come on, we are continuing our series, The Path to Success. And so we've dealt with any number of topics. We started from stagnation, your comfort zone not being a productive area. Then we dealt with the mindset. We dealt with what do you call it, self-confidence. We've done, this is our fifth session, I believe.
Mhm.
Last week we started with self-confidence because we've been talking about all these big or lofty ideas, but who is it who's going to walk through to the path to success? It's you, the individual. So do you have self-confidence?
Mhm.
So we dealt with that last week. Today we're coming to talk about self-love and self-care. And for me, Yeah, where I'll start from, and it just came into my head is I'll start from the place of our faith. Because when you look at us, most of us where we come from, be it Ghana or Africa, we are
Yeah.
so much into our faith, the Christianity and all that. But
Mm-hmm.
basically, what we are taught is that we hear the verses, but it seems like we are programmed that we do things for everybody else but
Mm-hmm.
ourselves. So
Yes.
you get told, oh, love them. It doesn't matter what they are doing, love them. But the Bible says, I've said this so many times, love your neighbor as yourself. But we are made to feel guilty when we talk about self love or self care because somehow
Yeah.
we are equating it with selfishness. So, oh, if you say you're a believer, the worst thing that you can do is to be selfish. You can't
Yes.
be authentic. You have to be other focused, and you are doing for people to your own detriment.
Mm-hmm.
So I always ask the question, how are you showing up? If you are
Right.
showing up very well, these things will come into play. Self-care, if
Exactly.
you're taking self-love. So we're starting from self-love. So what would you say self-love is? Yeah.
Well, I looked it up, and it stated that it's a state of appreciation for oneself, and
Mm-hmm.
it comes from supporting our physical, psychological, spiritual. So you're looking at different aspects of your being, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
if we start thinking of ourselves as spiritual beings, I think it would help. It will help us
Yes.
to dig deeper and try to make ourselves feel better. Because if you're just thinking about yourself as just this um, physical
Physical.
body, even, yeah, you wouldn't really get it when we're even talking about the self love thing. Because you need
Mm-hmm.
to know that when you're sad, it's not really your physical; it's your inner self. You know
Yes.
why it actually affects us so much. So
Mm-hmm.
when we talk about self love, it's not just our physical well being. We
Mm-hmm.
that that's
Mm-hmm.
for me. I think more about health when it comes to the physical. What am I feeding this physical body,
Mm-hmm.
and how am I treating it? Am I using it? Am I not letting it rest?
Mm-hmm.
Um, because if you love something, I don't think you would want that thing to be destroyed, or
Mm-hmm.
fall apart
Mm-hmm.
or be sad. So you have to think about your happiness too.
Mm-hmm.
And um, it also applies to not sacrificing just to please others as well.
Yeah. You're
When
going into the yeah, it's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
the self love, because most of the time when we don't really think about ourselves, it's because of others that we do that most of the time, because we want to please others, or we don't want to be seen as a certain way in the society because people
Mm-hmm.
see us as um, not being caring or being selfish. But and okay, I was I was going to go into
Okay.
second orders and all that, but yeah, but I have a story about
Mm-hmm.
self love, because I learned about self love when I was 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And it was through a negative experience. I would say negative because I was
Mm-hmm.
pregnant at 19, had my baby at 20. And
Mm-hmm.
it was the midwife at that time who told
Mm-hmm.
me about self love.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me very conscious about it from then onwards. So
Mm-hmm.
that in caring for your baby, you have to think about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she told me, and it made
That's a
sense.
wise one.
Yes, it made sense to me so much so that anything that I did for the baby, I made sure that I was comfortable too.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, like at that time, what I had seen was when your baby is crying, you take the baby to the living room, you go to the kitchen, you take the bottle and stuff like that. So I started and I said, what will make things easier for me? So I told my mom I needed a flask and all that. I had the basket. I put
Mhm.
everything beside me.
Yes.
You have to get up and go. And when you wake up, we're all in the bed doing everything there.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and I think that most of these postpartum things, it's also
Mhm.
from stress, from the afterbirth. Uh,
Yeah.
yes. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that's the only contribution, but
Mhm.
I think that it will contribute to it because it can drive you crazy. That um,
Yes.
baby crying at night thing. Yeah.
Hello, Bishop Ganza. Good morning. Thank
Hello.
you for joining us. So, yeah, I was going to say, you said you made two comments. I'm going to talk about them and then I'll say what I found too. So,
Okay.
you said that if you love something, you take good care of it, right? But
Mhm.
we are not taught that. You're not taught to take care of yourself. You're taught
Right.
to, I had a thought, but as soon as I started talking, then I forgot that point. But yeah, but even when you talked about when you're being sad,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you think it's physical, but it's something else. I wrote this in the book coming out, my unapologetic self. I forget what the subtitle was, but I said that when I start to feel sad, I can tell because of how I've trained myself or worked on myself too. So it's either one of two things. Either I say, oh, this one, if I allow it, is going to take me somewhere that I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to go, and then I said, forget it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, push it aside, or you work through it.
Yeah.
But most of us, we don't even, we're not in
Realize.
tune. We're not in tune. Oh, let me go. We don't, you see, a lot of what we are seeing around is a lot of stuff that is built up inside us that we haven't dealt with.
Yes.
For me right now, at this stage of my life, I'm at the stage where if something is bothering me, I need to speak to the person or need to speak to myself to deal with it. It doesn't make sense to keep holding on to it. And
Yeah.
we don't know that as a community because even as a child, when somebody does something to you, oh, why are you fighting? It's okay. Don't worry.
Amen.
Let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go. It builds resentment,
Yes.
right? Yeah, so if it's not addressed, yeah. And like you were saying, self care is appreciating oneself, like when you have regard for your well being and your happiness. And it is not selfishness because a lot of us, we've allowed the guilt, the societal guilt that people and pressure people put on us to think that if we want to take care of ourselves, then we are bad people, we are selfish. If you don't take care of yourself, you will be destroyed, you will
Yeah.
break down.
Yeah.
A lot of the sicknesses and diseases that we have or hear
Hmm.
of, it is not just that the sickness came. It
Right.
usually starts from your mind in terms of, your things that have built up that you haven't addressed because we are,
Mm-hmm.
oh, no, be quiet, don't talk. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go. Forgive. Why? Every time they say, oh, forgive. Why? I
Hmm.
heard one lady saying that it's never easy to tell somebody to forgive. You have to ask them, how are you feeling? How did that
Right.
make you feel? Ask some questions. Don't
Yeah.
just write off their pain or their experience, right?
Yeah.
So then too is like self-love is not you take care of your own needs. You don't sacrifice your well-being to please others. You are making a
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't settle for less than you deserve. So if somebody has chosen to be disrespecting you every time you are putting up with it, if you love yourself, you will say, no, I need to address this. And you tell the person, I don't appreciate this. This is what I'm perceiving or sensing from you. If they are a good friend or somebody who's supposed to be in their life, in your life, they'll make the adjustments and change.
Yes.
They don't and they are get angry and oh blah 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 blah, let them go, they weren't meant to be in your life. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of times when you call people out on things they do, they become very defensive because they are not willing to accept and work through it with you or to
Mm-hmm.
accept that hey, maybe I disrespected this person, maybe I misunderstood them. And
Yeah.
we are not good at that because we're not taught, like who taught us how to negotiate conflict resolution, you know.
No,
Yeah, you are
not
big,
at school, not at home.
yeah, you are big if you can just stand there and shout and be screaming and insulting people. That's what makes you, the big whatever. So, yeah, self love, it means different things to different people. So, Oops. Let's go here. What does self-love mean to you?
Hmm. Self-love.
Sorry.
Well, self-love for me is being true to myself, you
Mhm,
know, getting to know you and being true to you because if something bothers you and you're not able to come out with it or say it or express it,
mhm,
whoever, in whatever relationship that you are in, wherever you find yourself, then you're not being true to yourself, I feel.
mhm,
And in the long run, it will make you feel down because you're not being you. You know, you're I would say you're being a hypocrite or you're trying to
mhm,
be something that you're not. And it will weigh on you heavily because I feel that way, especially when I'm in I'm somewhere that I'm forced to smile when I don't want to smile at the person. I feel that the
The tightness in the muscles.
yes,
I'll
and
come back to this point.
it's
Okay.
heavy and it bugs me a lot. So
Mhm,
it's a form of it. If I'm not
mhm,
happy with you, I have to tell you before I'll be able to smile with you.
mhm.
But
Yes.
if I haven't come out to say it, it will be difficult for me to. That's just
Mhm,
so that's one aspect of it. And also now, since I hit 40,
mhm.
health wise is also self love. When I know I'm eating stuff that will hurt my body, yeah, I don't feel good up here. I might
Oh,
not feel anything. It might not hurt my
mhm.
stomach or anything, but up here, I
You
feel
know.
like yeah, I'm hurting my body
Mhm,
um and then things that I love doing.
mhm,
Also, I love to do them whenever I can because I feel that's when I am actually enjoying life or
mhm,
making kind of like paying myself. I don't know how to express it. Kind of like rewarding myself,
mhm,
you know, when I do those activities like going on a road trip, driving around,
mhm, mhm.
doing this plant thing that I love,
Mhm.
music and all that. And some other people also like other things. I mean,
Yes.
can't be the same for everyone. Some
Mhm,
people like massages, some people like I like doing my nails. It also makes me feel good.
mhm. Yeah.
So it is
Different things.
and sometimes too you have to in accepting yourself so you're not too judgmental about you. It could be that not others are being judgmental but
Mhm,
you're being too judgmental about yourself sometimes. So that one will also you give yourself a break from that if you know that some people are just built like that. They're very critical of themselves. So your self-love could
mhm.
be taking a break from that and being nice to yourself for once.
I think I put a post out this week about that. Get out of your head like you're your worst critic, you know?
Yes.
Every time, oh, this, oh, that. Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Listen, let me put it this way. This is how I look at it. In this life, people are looking for an opportunity to put you down and trample on you,
Mm-hmm.
especially in some of these places that we come from. And so, are you going to give yourself, just present yourself on a silver platter for them to treat you that way? No, love yourself. That's where it starts from.
Yeah.
If you don't love yourself, people will treat you anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know who you are and you are centered and you accept yourself, when those behaviors come, you say, you know what, I don't do this. This is what I do. If
Yeah.
you can't do this with me, then let's forget that.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
very simple, but we
Exactly.
are not used to being real and honest with ourselves and with others. So
Mm-hmm.
when people like us who stand up and speak up for ourselves, then you are looked at as the exception. You become public enemy number one and you become a pariah. Have you noticed that a lot of times people come and say nasty comments to you, and when you react, oh, but I was just playing. No,
I
you were not. Why
we're
did you
just
say it to begin with? No, if you are programmed right, you won't go around spewing negative things on people. It's all part of the self love.
yeah.
You know, it's self love is how you talk to and about yourself. If you say
Mm-hmm.
things like, oh, I'm so dumb, oh, I'm so foolish, oh,
Yeah.
that is no. And then
Yeah.
you hear somebody say, oh, I know I can do it. I'm great. I'm this. Oh, or who did do they believe themselves too much? They are vain. They are no. They are saying that to me if I say those kinds of things, I'll tell you this I know what my weaknesses are, I know what my strengths are, but what it is that I tell myself those things so I don't give up easily.
Right.
Oh, I know this is a challenge, but I have resilience, I have stamina, I have tenacity. I'm going to push, I'll do it. You
Exactly.
know, if you don't do it, yeah, you may beat yourself over. How do I get over that? How do I get over that? Maybe you ask somebody who knows, or you
Mm-hmm.
try a different method and you'll get there.
Yeah.
So, how you talk to yourself. The other thing is that you have to make yourself a priority.
Yes.
You don't keep putting people first. Like sometimes people make you feel guilty. You have something planned for today, and then a family member comes and says, "So I'm doing this, so I need your help." And then you go, "You know what? I have this to do. It's so important to me." They can't separate the fact. They think that because they are your family member,
You should
you
also
can't be doing
just
anything for yourself.
yeah.
You have to do it for them. But there's something called boundaries. If you needed my help, maybe you should have given me enough notice. Don't
Yep.
come and tell me just 2 days before the time when I also have plans already.
Exactly.
And then we tell ourselves it's the year 2023, but we tell ourselves these things. Oh, as for us, that's how we are. Oh, why are they taking the look? People have gone past some of these little foxes in quotes and they're developing, and we are still stuck here with they've beaten me, we're yet me, we are coming.
Mm.
Instead of crucifying our flesh, becoming more um, forward thinking, becoming more professional, go, not taking things personally,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a lot. Yeah. And also, you break from self judgment. We talked about that. Stop
Yeah.
judging yourself so
Yeah.
harshly and being nice to yourself. Treat yourself nicely. Maybe, be nice to yourself.
Yeah.
Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Learn to trust yourself. Don't, oh, I don't know this. Or maybe second guessing yourself. You've made a decision. Somebody will come and say, oh, do you think such and such? Then you're, oh, really? Oh, what do you think? No. If you believe in the decision you made, you say, no, these are my reasons.
Mhm.
This is why. A lot of times we talk for each other. We don't have that self boundaries. We cross boundaries easily. So you have made a decision that is good for you, but somebody will come and make you feel like, oh, and if you don't know who you are not able to stand by your convictions, then
Yeah.
you give in.
Yeah.
Some comments came in. Let me start reading them and then we'll
Okay.
continue. A bishop says everything God created need to take care of another thing. So
Yeah.
since you are busy worrying about others, who then care about you? If you
Mm-hmm.
don't receive what you put in, then invest in your own self, which is true. You are
Exactly.
supposed to take,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
we're told, take care of yourself. Your body is the temple of. You see what I was saying? Yeah, we know all
Yeah.
these scriptures, but we don't apply them, and we think that people should just give to us.
Yeah.
So and Sister Ajua said, one cannot transfer love if he or she does not love him or herself. The same way that people should not expect to receive love from others if they do not understand the true meaning of love. First Corinthians 13:4-8 says, love is patient and kind.
Mm.
Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Sister Ajua,
Mhm.
thank you so much. We know all this, and yet, what do we do as a people? What do we do? The envy is there, the rudeness is there, the
Yeah.
resentment, rejoicing at wrongdoing. Like, oh yeah, yanyano. Oh, let me go. They went and reported this person. Oh yes, good. What do you get out of it? What
Mm.
did you get out of it? Sis, we were saying earlier that we're coming from the point of view that we're community that a lot of us are believers, but the words we don't practice,
Yeah.
and you have brought one out.
Mm.
This one here is a classic. Somebody, we sit in church every day and yet we are digging holes under people.
Mm.
Nanaraba has a comment. She says, hello, Nanaraba. Personally, the whole self love movement sounds like something born out of the insensitivity and wickedness of of human nature. It has made people go into self preservation mode. However, if one is loving themselves with the other person in view, great. You give what you have. So by all means, love yourself first.
Yeah.
But it is true, like it's that. But I'm saying we're talking from the context too of our community, right? We are already insensitive because we don't know how to love. We don't
Mm.
know what love is in our community. It is watch out for myself. But we are hypocritical. So then we'll bring in, when somebody wants to make you feel guilty, they'll bring in the God factor and say, oh, you say you go to church. Doesn't the Bible say this or this or this or that? And then you are stuck. So for me, it's like, yeah, it's it's when you say self-love, it's not supposed to be something so derogatory. There's this side of it that you brought up, which is true. But the real truth of it is that you are required, because that same Bible tells you love your neighbor as yourself. So you do have to love yourself. And
Right.
we don't know how to do that. We just give and give and give till we are burnt out. And there's people like the wickedness who are so sly, so cunning. They'll use you and abuse you because you give it for free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's many things. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot. This here is a lot to unpack, but I get where you are coming from. But for me too, don't tell me that because I'm a Christian, then you expect me to just give and become foolish. We are called also to be wise.
Yeah.
And a lot of people make believers feel guilty. They'll throw it at you in a split second. Oh, not say, "Oh, so sorry, you go to church."
Mm.
No, no. Hello, Life's Dilemma. Thanks for joining us. So she says self-awareness and being reflective of the routine. Yes, being aware. A lot of self-awareness. Are we even that? You know, are we self-aware? You know,
Mm.
another thing about what do you call it? What does self-love mean to you? It's being true to yourself. Like I said earlier, that I've reached
Yeah.
the stage of my life that if something is bothering me, I have to let you know. Hey, yeah, can we talk?
Mm-hmm.
This, I'm not sure I understood. I'm not going to run to Sister Joe and say, oh, do you know what Ya said to me? And this and this and this and that. No, I'll talk to Ya and say, hey, what is going on? You say, oh, Ya explains herself. Oh, okay, I get it. Or if I'm still not clear, I'm like, no, I still don't get it. Can you? And then we talk and till we resolve it. If a lot of us were doing these kinds of things, we wouldn't see all the stuff that we are seeing on social media or all over
So,
the place. People fighting, insulting, digging holes under each other. No,
yeah.
with maturity and also having self-love is setting healthy boundaries. Remember I said earlier that we don't have boundaries, we
Mm-hmm.
just flow into each other. So people, you, even a stranger that you meet, just because they think you are from the same country or you're from the African continent, they'll see something and then they'll just be talking. I don't know you, I didn't ask your opinion. Can you
Exactly.
be polite and even ask and say, hey, do you mind if I say something? And
Yeah.
then go on to talk, but not just, whew. There's something called tact and discretion.
Yeah.
Mm. So, so yeah, I think that we'll go on commercial break. Then when we come back, we'll talk about how to practice self-love and go
Okay.
into self-care. So you can start. Let me take this comment off.
Oh, well, I should make a banner.
Oh,
Okay. So, okay, I'll share my social media handle, which is at Russell
mm,
Hen, and my channel is about me having fun first, and then also I talk about natural. It's all things that I'm passionate about:
mhm.
natural health, natural beauty, and now I've added finance to it,
Okay.
financial literacy, because I think that affects our wellness as well. I think it's
Mhm.
one of the heavy ones too. So, um, the focus is to help families. be financially literate so that they know what to do so as not to get into debt, so they can make good use of money, so
Mhm.
their money can work for them. So check my social media pages, and I think my WhatsApp number is also there. So if you want to get in contact, I can send
Mhm.
you the book that you can go through. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, on that, I was going to ask, are you going to be sharing a little post about, this financial stuff and also even doing little videos so
Yeah.
that people get,
Yes.
that's something, you
Yeah.
know me, I'll tell you and I'll
I
push.
know. No, I've been thinking about it for a
Yeah.
week now, but
Yes.
I have an exam coming up on Wednesday.
Okay.
After that,
Okay.
I'll be free to do all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good
Because
idea. Thanks. Yeah.
yeah, because that will make people will see it and get curious and maybe
Right.
DM you and come and ask questions.
Right.
So
Right.
that's a good way to do on
Yeah.
all social media handles, please.
Thank you. I know you will check on me, so I have to do it.
Okay, so let's go. Who's next? Let's talk about. I'll start with Miss Sage. She's not here, and then she'll come on and we'll tell her we've been talking about her. So Miss Sage, sageshare.com. She has a variety of products, T-shirts with the African, what do you call it? Map of Africa or map of Ghana on it. And she has jewelry also. And then there's shea butter creams. Sister Ajuodo is a Sage's Share ambassador. She does the promo so well and she's patronized all her products. And I understand that her customer service is excellent. And please, 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 we are still waiting, the Canadians, but she's not on here. So I'll say it again when she comes. Please contact her as well. We have Sister Ajuodo on Fridays. She does Abrabomusem, just different. Insights from different topics. Yesterday, I believe she did dysfunctional mindset. I saw the notification, but I was on another program, so I couldn't join in. And
Mm,
today is Saturday, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time because it's 1:30 Mountain Standard here.
yeah.
She and herself will do the marriage program. So they talk about any number of topics of interest. It's very insightful and a lot of learning. So please join that platform. As well, there's Miss Aisha Ankra. Miss Ankra is chilling in Ghana at the moment. And so,
Hey.
and so just loving the pics that I'm seeing. She she's a Juice Plus agent. She does Juice Plus. So if you are in Britain or anywhere in the world, you can contact her for your needs. Also, she's an Avon agent. Avon, if you live in Britain, you can contact her as well. She has these other products, kitchenware, different types of things that she's been advertising. So do contact her. Miss Aisha does not do programs, but she supports people who do these programs. She always comes and puts on very insightful contributions. And then there's Pastor Patience Edwards. Pastor Patience is an ASEA agent. ASEA is a product I use myself, so I can speak about it that it does a whole lot for the body. Yes, it strengthens you, builds you up, helps with your digestive enzymes, it improves your gut health. It fortifies the walls of the stomach. It helps with acid reflux, hormonal balance, and it controls inflammation. Please contact her. She's also a tap agent. And so when you send money, use her code Lady P and you will get a discount. As well, we have Miss Eunice Otima Atistogbe. I hope I'm saying the name right. She is
Articulate.
Atistogbe, yeah. Okay. She's been
Oh,
on
she's just here. Still.
she's been on this program before, but she deals with all things financial. Please contact her for your needs. Yes, please
Yeah.
do. Yes, she's very knowledgeable. I'm not battering you up because you came. Oh, Miss Sage, you are here too. We're just talking about you. So the
Oh,
Canadians,
yeah,
eh,
she's here.
we're still waiting. Welcome to both of you, Miss Sage and Miss Eunice.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. And so, who else? Okay, and then there's also lunchtime talks. Please patronize those programs. Sika educates as well. On this platform, we have the Saturday Facebook Lives, and
Mm.
then there's videos on So this whole year so far, we've been doing the pathway to success. After this series, I think that we'll be winding up with goal setting and money management, that type of thing. So,
Okay.
but after this series, I had a thought in mind. I forget what I called it. That's I was going to start the year with that, but then I opted out to do the path to success because we're beginning a new year, and
Yeah.
some of this will help people as they move along with their goals and all that. So the series that I wanted to do was demystifying some cultural and religious myths,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I had four topics, I think five. I'll read through it. I said, is it a sin to be self-confident? And then the second one, is it wrong to love yourself? And can I have my own opinions, right? Or is a woman's place always in the kitchen? And then the fifth one is, should little children be seen and not heard? So those kinds of topics, it's like, yeah, and I can come and sit here and talk, but it will be just two opinions. But I think that when we get to that, we'll probably have to structure it such that we put the link in and people also come on and
One.
share their opinion. So please tell me that you're willing to come and talk. Yes, Nanaraba says powerful topics, demystifying cultural, like it's a whole lot.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, as well, apart from this Saturday Facebook Lives, there's beauty lessons with your favorite auntie from my second book, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. And there's Own It with your own ornithologist and Queen of Own It from my book, Own It, which is an Amazon international best-selling book. And then we have Pearls of Wisdom with Auntie Yaa'S. It's a passage from the Bible. I haven't done one in a few weeks. A passage from the Bible. I share my insights. It's about 15 to 20 minutes long. And there's a word with you, which is also from the Bible, but less than a minute long. I share a nugget with some insight from the Bible, and you can carry it with you for the day. Also, there's Auntie Yaa'S Own It Academy. We provide book publishing and coaching services. We always think that other people's stories are more interesting than ours, but your story, somebody can relate to it and learn from it. So if you need help writing your story, contact us and we will serve and support you. There's also life coaching and then women empowerment. I have two other pages, all for His glory, and then the beauty of a woman's heart. So please patronize those pages as well. And last but not the least, we have, where is it? My Unapologetic Self, a guide to being real and living life on my own terms. So that's by myself. It's my fifth book and it's coming out
I think
later.
this one, it
Mhm.
just came to mind, should have your picture, a sassy picture of you.
And what picture of me?
A sassy picture of you.
Oh, okay, over here.
Yep, the cover.
I should go and take one. I know. Yeah, actually, that is true. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's ready, but I'm just doing one or two things and then I can, put it out.
Yeah.
But really, some of these things that we're talking about, the self love, unapologetic in the sense that, you are programmed a certain way from the beginning of life, especially in our culture. And I
Mhm.
read some of that. It will be in the demystifying those myths. So,
Okay.
and you can't be yourself. Sometimes you open your mouth and you are told, oh, you're a woman and you are talking like that. So how is a woman supposed to talk, right?
Right.
Or, oh, you're a girl, why should you go to school? Or people think they can say anything to you and get away with it. But there comes a point in time, we're talking about the self-love means being true to yourself. So for me right now, I've decided that I'm going to be my unapologetic self. And some of my thoughts are in that book. So I will be sharing the link when it's out. You can go buy your copy for 99 cents on the launch day. So please watch out for this. And I'll start. I mean, I think I started doing some short videos, but so I'll continue that and posting more little snips from the book. Thank you all for your patronage and do continue to patronize this platform. We really appreciate your support.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, there's a few comments. Let me read them
Yeah,
again.
Aisha is on.
Hey, hello, my Ghana lady. We were talking about you too. Okay, I read this.
Yeah.
Okay. And
We've
I
read
think I've
that
read
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one. Okay. Sister Ajua says, sadly, most Christosomphore within our society communities display and adapt to the opposite of the requirement of love due to dysfunctional mindsets, the pretense, wickedness, evil deeds, greediness, selfishness, and many other negativities supersede all the good things in life. What you have said is very true. Yesterday, of course, I thought I was trying to sleep, and so you go scream. I was looking at listening to this guy on TikTok, and he said he had shipped some goods, right? Things that he was showing pictures on Facebook about somebody is moving and they want to sell their furniture, they say it's free and stuff like that. So I think
Mhm.
this person ships a lot of that back home. But he said some lady came to sit there and insult him that, oh, this guy, there must be something wrong with him for him to be doing things for free and this and that.
Hey.
Yeah, and then on the other side of it, when the stuff he shipped got to Ghana, those same people who wanted him to bring the stuff, they wanted him to go and pay for the shipping. Yes, so things like that. It describes. It is true. Well, somebody will read this and say, "Oh, why? What does she know? As for us, we're Christians. We don't do that. As for Ghanaians, they are very this, they are very that." No, let's be honest, right? Some of these things do go on. Then people can tell you any number of stories, including myself, about things that they've had to endure because of some of these things that we refuse to change. And Araba says, what I've come to understand about love is this: the fact that I love you don't mean I won't caution you, rebuke you, and confront you. Thank you. Love does not rejoice in iniquity or wrongdoing. Love does not mean join in foolishness and inappropriate situations. Mene wo bɛhwehwɛ mu. Which is true, right? We don't like confrontation. We think, oh, if you go confront somebody, they say, oh, open to kwa, but I want peace of mind. So I need to know what you meant
Yeah.
because it's not going to rent space in my mind. Sister Adra says self love boosts morality, confidence, humility, and many other positive attributes
Yeah.
to build into one's life, in my personal opinion, which is so true. And there are people who are like that, building that, and when you meet them, you'll know, right? Mhm. Oh,
Um,
Sister Ajua says, thank you for the marvelous prono. No problem. And Sister Eunice says, oh, you are late today. Ah, it's okay. Hello again, Miss Sage.
mhm.
Welcome, Miss Eunice. And Nanaraba says, powerful topics for the demystifying. Yes, as I said, please come on. I mean, I read them out, but we'll retune them. We'll adjust them and put them out.
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Aisha. Please, I want agbele kaklo and coconut. Okay. And then, hello, Miss Sage. No problem. No problem. And Miss Eunice says, no problem. We know you are here. Okay. Thank you for being on. All right. Let's carry on. Where were we going to? How to practice self love.
But
Yeah.
before then, are we going to put the link for today or no?
Sorry.
Because last week we forgot to.
Put the link. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to do that today?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Let me do it right now. Thank you for the reminder. I'm putting the link on so that if anyone wants to come and share, um, let's see. Okay. I thought I put it in. What happened?
No, it's not
Oh,
showing.
okay. I clicked on it and then add banner. Okay. So the link is in the chat. Do you see it now? Yeah.
In the chat. Uh,
Okay. No, I know what I'm doing. I put it in the wrong place. I
mm,
paste. Okay.
yes.
All right.
Okay.
Sister Aisha, you are laughing. I want my Africa clothes. The things that you crave when you're not there. Oh,
Yeah.
And so Nana Araba says, love is beautiful if we are truly imitating God.
Mm.
Tell me about it. Okay, so if you want to come on and share your opinion, you are welcome to do that. But we are going to talk about how to practice self love. Yeah, you can go.
Okay. Well, practicing self-love first means that we have to be mindful first of all, practice mindfulness, know what
Mhm,
you're thinking, know what you're feeling. Like Auntie Yaa'S said from the beginning, she's at a place now that when she's starting to feel sad or angry or whatever feeling it is that she's feeling, she's aware of it because knowing that we need to attend to ourselves means, for me, the feeling comes with some heaviness. Then I know maybe I'm taking on too much, or I need a break, or I need to do something that would um, make my soul or my spirit happy. I don't know which one, but not this really this physical body, but the spirit being itself to make it happy. And practicing it is different for everyone. What would make me feel loved might not make you feel loved. Um, so for me, what really helps me is taking long drives and listening to music, or if I can't go anywhere, listening to music. When it's spring and summertime, my little garden gives me joy. As I said before, I love to do my nails. That also gives me joy. Sometimes I will forgo my food and do my nails and be happy. So there are also other things like going for a walk where there are plants and trees and maybe a pond or river, depends on where you live. Um, Sometimes I escape into movies. That helps me too.
I love movies too.
Yeah, it's my escape, and also reading fiction. Fiction also makes me kind of escape because my mind actually goes there, and I feel like I'm there with them. So
Mhm,
yeah, it helps me as well. So the first thing is to know you, know what makes you happy, know what makes you feel light. As I said, when I start feeling heavy, I know that maybe it's getting life is getting too much for me. So, and then generally, those are the specifics, but generally, if you know who you are, then you will have your boundaries set because you would want to build healthy relationships, not just any relationship at all. People who will understand you and respect um, your um, your values or your decisions. People who would respect you, or because they know you. And I'll give an example of how time really drives me crazy. People who are close to me know this. So if we are to meet up somewhere, they know that they have to show up on time, else our 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 outing
You
will be messed up because I'll
you'll
be.
have a bread
I know.
or a connection fit.
It will take a long time for me to get out of it, and that will
Mhm,
mess up everything. So you need to be around people who are ready to do that, who know you and respect those things. So you build your boundaries, clear boundaries for people. If you know, that's why I think self love comes first with self discovery. So you have to do
mhm.
that first and know
Yes.
who you are and all that before you can
Mhm,
actually love yourself and
yeah.
accept yourself, as we
Mhm.
said last week before
Yes.
we can move on to self love. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What you've said is very big because sadly, a lot of people are walking through life not knowing who they are, like no self awareness, no self acceptance. They
Yeah.
are just around. I wake up, I go, not questioning anything.
Right.
Or even when you talk about certain things, they become, oh, why are you talking about that? It's like it's not important in the scheme of things.
Right.
Deep down in your soul, are you happy with life as it's going
Mm-hmm.
on? Are
Mm-hmm.
you happy? And someone may say, oh, well, life is not just about being happy, but how are you showing up? If you are not, it's not just about you. You are impacting everybody around you.
Exactly.
Yes, we know when we are miserable, we know. And when people are miserable, we can tell.
Yeah.
And it's all because we refuse to do that work, the self discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read Nanaraba's comment before I continue. She says, today's session has put John 3:16 into another perspective for me. God must really love himself to give of himself. Whoever appreciates that gesture and the gift of his son will not perish but have everlasting love. Wow,
Wow.
that
Yeah.
is deep.
Wow. Yeah.
That is deep. We some of the things that we read, we really have to dig into it to really,
Exactly.
because you go, oh wow, we,
Yeah.
if only we knew. It's the same factor. Like you go to church every Sunday and you're expecting somebody to come and pay. Somebody has built a house, you are living in it. You're expecting them to also come and pay the rent and pay for the light. But that same Bible tells you that be like the ant, work hard. So
Mm-hmm.
where did we get off the boat, right? So yeah, self-love is being mindful. You've said some of them, right? Stop
Right.
comparing yourself to others.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the opinions of others so much.
Mm-hmm.
Allow yourself to make mistakes. Don't be a perfectionist. Don't be so self-critical.
Yeah.
Trust yourself to make good decisions for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who are so timid, they are with people or friends in a group, and these people always have to tell them what to do. No, make your own decisions.
Yeah.
Trust yourself enough to do that and stand by it and put yourself first. You are not selfish. You're a good, decent human being. You have a lot to offer. You
Mm-hmm.
just refuse to put up with disrespect and abuse or disregard by people. Some for people there are some people that when you become a little too familiar with them, they think they can treat you anyhow, and
Yeah.
nobody wants that. Healthy boundaries
Yeah.
are necessary. Be kind to yourself, very, very kind.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ya said, she will go and do her nails or go for a drive around or something. I like watching movies too because the scenery, you see, oh, they're in this place, you see the neighborhoods, and I like watching HGTV for that reason. House Hunters International, all these places, you know. I travel in my mind. I've been to
Yes.
Amsterdam. Yeah, I've sat in the airport, but I see the canals, I see the windmills. Yeah. So
Exactly.
reading also, it does something for me. Like you have to figure it out. Life is
Yeah.
not just about I've come to Abrochiri or I'm in Ghana. I have to work hard. You have to
Mm-hmm.
take a when they say take a break or take a time out and smell the coffee or smell the roses. They are not just saying it. Give yourself a break.
Yeah. It's true.
Give yourself a break. Learn to smile at your mistakes. Learn to have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Learn to do things, fun things that rejuvenates you. Do something exciting. It's not all about work, taking yourself so seriously.
Mm.
No, 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 no. Learn to laugh at yourself. Yeah. So then, yeah, self care. I'm saying our time is almost up. We talked about some of these things already. Just
Mm.
taking care of yourself
All
mentally and physically.
right.
And self love means showing kindness to yourself. That's another definition I got somewhere. So it's always about
Right.
listening to what your mind and your body need, really. If I'm tired, I know I'm tired. I have to go and rest. I'm not going to say, oh, I have to cook 3 meals today. Right now, I'm tired. Let me go lay down for an hour. Maybe when I get up, I'll feel better and I can cook something. So
Yeah.
we push ourselves so hard,
Mm.
especially the women. Some of these things you know, the script. We are so busy being this perfect woman.
Yes.
You know,
You kill yourself over. That's why I always have Gary in the house. I don't
oh,
feel like cooking. I don't feel like it.
I'm a Gary person with my beans.
I
I
love
don't care. I don't care. It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, there's mental activities that you can do for self care. We talked about some of it reading, take a break, practicing mindfulness, even listening to music or podcasts, right?
Right.
Then the social and spiritual ones, praying, having lunch with a friend, a movie,
Right.
connecting with nature, self reflection. Yeah,
Yeah.
go for that drive. It's okay. And physical activities, you go for a walk, drink water, whatever
Mm.
you want to do. Even like exercising, eating healthy, those are also the physical ones. So basically what I got to was that there's four pillars of self-care. So they fall into the stuff that I just mentioned. So there's nutrition, there's sleep hygiene, social supports, and then physical activity.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah. Eunice, she stopped being perfect a long time ago. I know we gave up on that. It doesn't help.
Mm-mm.
So quickly, I'll go through. Yeah, do you have anything to add to the self-care?
No,
Okay.
no.
So lack of self-care, you get sick more often. Ooh,
That is okay.
good one. If you're not doing self-care, you get sick more often because lack of sleep and nutrition will do a number on you. Then
Mm-hmm.
there's increased moodiness.
Mm.
And of course, the physical symptoms, some may be severe: dizziness, shortness of breath, headaches, chest pains. Yeah, people feel stressed, and these things can happen.
Yeah,
Also, feeling isolated. When you detach yourself from others, you become isolated.
yeah,
There's healthy boundaries, and then there's that one. It's not very good to detach too much from people
yeah,
because at the end of the day, you're a social being. You have to relate to others. And of
exactly.
course, depression can come on when there's disinterest in activities, you have angry outbursts and lack of motivation. So
Mm-hmm.
that's about the size of it. Yeah. So we can summarize, or and
Mm.
I guess nobody is coming on today, so that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I will just uh, summarize with what I just said about
Mm-hmm.
self-discovery and living mindfully,
Mm-hmm.
so that you're conscious of whatever you're thinking. I'm not saying every little thought, but you're conscious of your thoughts, you're conscious of
Mm-hmm.
how you feel,
Yeah.
and what you need as a person,
Mm-hmm.
so that you're able to set your priorities, you're able to
Mm-hmm.
satisfy yourself, so you can also give to society.
Mm-hmm.
Because as Ajwa said, that if you don't have love, you can't give love. So you have to love yourself first in order to give love. And from this documentary that I've mentioned here before, The Secret, it's about, yeah, staying in emotions that are negative. So you have to be conscious of how you feel. If you wake up and you hit your toe against something, you know, normally we'll say that this must be a bad day or a bad omen, or you feel bad. You need to get yourself out of that. And you need to avoid saying negative things, because whatever you say in the Bible, it says our tongue is what? It says something. Okay, I'm not going to go
Evil.
there. So you have to be conscious about how you speak to yourself
Yeah.
as well. And it does translate. And then to end this, which is not part of this topic, but what we mentioned about the olive oil speaking and faith,
Mm-hmm.
it's in Judges 9:8 to 15.
Hey, but
Yeah.
I've read Judges and I haven't
I
seen this.
know. It's right there. So,
Judges 9:8 to 15.
yes,
Wow.
you
Okay.
find the uses for all these things.
Was
So,
it to do with Gideon?
um,
Or no,
it's
just
actually
something?
no. It's about the trees
Wow.
talking to these items.
Oh, okay,
They
okay.
wanted to make these things king, but the
Mm-hmm.
olive oil didn't want to be king, because
Oh, okay.
he said that he can't give, he has to, it's about honor and all that. You go read it.
I'm
It's,
sure I've read it before, but you just
like,
read
you
it
didn't
and
really,
pass.
yeah, I know, you read it like a fairy tale, because it looks like
Wow.
a fairy tale to me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So yeah, let's love ourselves first.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, then listen, I'll go off what you just said. Yeah.
Hmm,
Let's love ourselves first. Nobody can pour into anybody when they are empty.
exactly.
If you don't remember anything from today, you can't pour into anybody when you are empty.
Hmm,
Even you're a mother, you're a wife, you want to be a good wife, you want to be a good mother, you want to be a good grandma, good whatever, you can't pour into anybody when you are empty. So you need to work on yourself. Come to the place of self love, self acceptance. There's any number of self things. We've talked about last week was self confidence and self esteem. This week is self care, self love. But really, self love is closely related to self worth, self esteem, self compassion, self confidence.
Yeah.
And so, if you want to show up properly in life, you need to fill yourself, work on yourself, love yourself, honor yourself. There's some parts of us that we don't love, we don't like. We need to ask ourselves some deep questions. Um, why? What is going on?
Yeah.
Self talk is very important.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, especially when we refuse to do this work, our self talk has become very negative,
Yeah.
sometimes toxic.
Yeah.
And so we show up and we spew on other people. And then it's like those people, especially when you're a child, like for me, some things I heard as a child, now I go back and I go, oh, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
It was that other person. But when you're a child, you don't have enough discernment to know
No.
that this
No.
is nothing to do with you. That person is speaking out of their pain
Yeah.
because they haven't done their work.
Mhm.
So if you know this, you're able to separate what is going on around you. When somebody comes and is, don't start hastily. They said two people shouting and yelling at each other, it leads to disaster and destruction.
Yeah.
Let them shout and shout and shout, and they see that you are ignoring them. They might feel sorry and apologize later, or you leave it and you go and say, what was that all about?
Yeah.
If that relationship is worth salvaging, there's some people you don't have to put up with that from at all. You close the door and keep moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have said a lot today. This is so important because it impacts how you are showing up in the workplace, in family spaces,
Yeah.
in church spaces, what have you. Yeah, so we need to be very mindful of ourselves. Love yourself. I'll read these comments. Yes, Nanaraba. I was going to say it's in James, but I couldn't tell you exactly where the tongue
Yes.
is
The
fire.
tongue
You
is
can
like
set the
fire.
whole forest ablaze. Yeah.
Thank you.
Or Tina says nobody can love you more than you. Yes, Yah can't come and love me when I don't love me.
Exactly.
Yeah, even some of these things we're talking about, we are in different kinds of relationships. We are two different people who have come together. When you understand some of these things, if somebody is not loving you or is rejecting you or whatever, then you come to that place that it is not you.
Yeah.
They may be the ones who don't know how to love themselves, and so they are projecting that way.
I just while you were talking, something came to mind. When you don't love yourself, you emit some kind of a negativity that dampens everybody else's spirit. So very soon, people don't want to be around you.
Yeah, it's in the book. I said, you those what did I say? You'll be having these pity parties, and pretty soon nobody will be at the parties. You'll be all
Yeah.
alone. Watch out, my
Mhm.
unapologetic self. There's a lot of interesting nuggets in there. Oh,
Okay.
thank you. Hello, walking the talk. Thank you for joining us. He says self love also boosts your confidence and self esteem. Yes, yes.
Exactly.
Last week we talked about the self confidence and self esteem. So, with that, we have come to the end of the program. I said tomorrow. Next week, we'll be doing the last in this series. And so we'll be talking about I'll figure it out. Time management, goal setting, personal growth, all mixed in there. We'll have that final discussion,
Mm,
and from there we'll move on to. I don't put the topics on the post when I'm posting the 30-minute notice, but those of you on here, you can, I said we'll be demystifying the cultural religious myths. So we'll clean it up and start that series. So next week is when? Is that the last Saturday in February?
yeah.
I think so. Good. Oh wow, it's all worked out. So in March we'll start the new series. So yeah, we'll dress it up nicely, and then next week we'll share with you what it's going to look like. But that is the one that we're saying, demystifying cultural and religious myths from our community. So a lot of you can relate. So what I said earlier in the program is that we'll put the link on, and then you can come and also share or be part of the discussion.
Hmm.
And Araba says, I guess you stink to the skies. Negativity will do that, which is so true, which is so true. It is so true. So just mind yourself, mind how you show up.
Yeah.
It's also important. Okay, so with that, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today for this discussion. I can't mention all the names, but everybody who came on today, we thank you. We thank you for your insights and your comments. Yes, it's been very great, and the feedback is awesome. Do join us again next week, and watch out for the videos on this platform during the week. So we'll be back on Saturday with the last edition of The Path to Success. Yes, I hope that it's been a blessing to you, this series that we've done. It's been a whole lot, but we're on a journey of learning, and when you want to succeed, you have to be willing to do the work. So with that, we'll sign off. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and have a good rest of the week. Yeah, thank you. Bye
Welcome.
everyone.
Bye.